Alright, it's been a few days. I guess you can tell why it's sitting over here and not right here, and there's tools scattered everywhere, and there's a little towel sitting on there. Somebody's running and driving. Not very good, but say when did today is Sunday, and that was, I think that's Monday. Maybe open this hood up here. I ain't done much to it to get it to this point. We'll take a little spin on it here in a minute. Open the hood up here. Okay. Now the battery, I relocated the negative. The negative was hooked right here, so I had to have the battery laying back here to where the negative would fit. So I just relocated it right here. I'm gonna put a new, obviously put a new negative cable on it, but that's just so the battery can sit in the tray. Gas tank, I took all the bolts because they had one bolt in the gas tank and the other three were still in the body. So I just got one bolt hooked on there to hold it in place. Let's see what else. That's still the original belt here. I had to put a brand new belt here. The other one was just so tattered. It's supposed to be a 7/16 by 29.5, but this is a 3/8 by 29, which is short and you can't. So I just put this over here and I pulled it real tight and tightened this nut up real good. It's getting me by for right now. But I've done some research. Only reason I decided to kind of see if I can get it running is I've done some research on that head gasket. All that, when I pulled that off and it said the head gasket was missing, these didn't come with head gaskets, but they do make them. They do make a kit that comes with a head gasket, and that gasket, it goes between the cylinder and the block, and then the manifold, exhaust manifold gasket, for like 20 bucks. Now I did buy that kit. I bought a set of rings and I bought a new carburetor. The rings came yesterday. They're here. They're still in the box. The only thing that I have put on this thing to get it running and driving is obviously the battery. That's the battery out of my jet boat. The belt and new fuel line. This is some of the leftover fuel line that I had bought for the jet boat. And I just got it hooked straight in with no clamps or nothing. So what I did yesterday is I said, which I ain't really fooled with it since Monday. I told myself, when I found out the head gasket didn't originally come with one, I thought to myself, I was like, So I want to see if I can get this thing running. So what I did is I put the head back on, tightened it up, put the shroud back on, which is, it's loose, but it's keeping it cool from there. Pulled the carburetor off. I don't know if I mentioned it at the early part of the video, but I was able to get this shaft off, this shaft off, this shaft off. This one is froze on here. I cannot, froze on the little sleeve is froze on the shaft. Can't get it off. So what I did is obviously I took the starter generator off and laid it to the side, and just took the two nuts off and just pulled the carburetor off and left that piece on there. Took the carburetor, cleaned it, took it apart, cleaned it, put it back on. It was adjusted. I think the needle thing was adjusted at like 2.5 turns. So I've been reading online, it's about a turn and a half. So I adjusted it around that. So I sprayed a little starter fluid up in there. I ain't messing with none of the timing or nothing like that. And so what I done is the switch. As you can see, these are the two wires. This is my I don't know if you you can see it. That's the 2 wires going to the switch. The switch, I do have the switch. It was somebody had disconnected it up here. I mean, the switch was still connected to the wires, but somebody had took the nut off of it and it was hanging down inside. But I have no key for it, which I read. So that's the original switch. I don't know if it works because obviously I don't have a key. So I just took the 2 wires, stuck them through there, and then I take my alligator clip and connect them, and that's my on and off switch. I was having problems with so when you hit the gas, it takes the switch off. I got to turn around backwards to get it. I got to readjust it. So that's the switch. It starts it up. So when you hit it, obviously, it comes out. Let's see what else I've done. I still got the cover halfway off the points. Yeah, when I got it, what I did, I sprayed a little starter fluid in there and kind of kept messing with it, and kind of got it to run and run. What I did, I just took some regular motor oil, kind of mixed it. It was super, super rich. Kind of got it halfway running a little bit. When I kind of got it running, I made like I pulled it out from right here and made a little circle right here and pulled it back up here. I think I pulled it over here, and then I shut it off, and then it just died with me. And I kept trying to get it running, wouldn't do nothing. And this belt was already tattered. So I just kept messing with it, and it just kept tattering the belt. It got to where it started slipping. You know, you hear it zzz, and it wouldn't turn because the belt was so tattered. So I went to the O'Reilly's and got a belt for it. And I kept messing with it I jacked it up and kept adjusting this little valve right here. This one right here, I don't know if you can see it, this one right here, the pins are broke off with a pair of needle noses. Kept adjusting it. So I was able to get the carburetor. Now these are just spacers. I just grabbed some big old nuts and put them in there to tighten this down, because a plate is supposed to go here, you know, and I didn't want to fool with that plate just yet, obviously, because it's broke. But yeah, and I just, like I said, I mixed something super rich. Pumped the tires up. I done a little trial run yesterday, and I have to constantly mess with a choke. No brakes. Brakes are unhooked right here, as you can see. So there's no brakes because the brake cable's froze. And the choke cable is actually working good, but the part where the cable hooks into the back here it pushes the whole sleeve. So I had to tape it up just to where it'll work the choke, because it would just push that piece, that whole sleeve that goes around, you know, around the wire. It would just push it off the back side of this choke here. So I'll take a little spin on it here in a minute. And then I slimed. This tire over here holds air good. I mean, I ain't putting a drop of air in it since I first pumped it up. This one will go flat quick, and the front will go flat. So I went ahead and slimed them, because I am going to put, obviously, new tires all the way around it. I'm going to put 2 all-terrain tires like in Ernest Goes To Camp, and then pretty much the same tire, because that's what's on the front, is this type of treads on the front. And then they have those ones that's got I think I already mentioned it earlier, kind of lawnmower type tires on the back. You know, I had to paint them because these were painted beige. So yeah, and it seemed like every time I drive it runs. I like to check the compression now and see what it is, because what happened is when I got it running, it got to where it was harder to start, and it was tearing the belt up because it was gaining more compression. So I need to check the dope in the rear end. All right, we'll take it for a little spin here. And I've had to put more fuel in the gas tank because I had it so rich, it was just smoking like I don't know what. All right. Now the gas gauge is completely unhooked. When I got in there to unhook the switch and stuff, I saw the wires hanging. So this thing has one wire going to ground, and the other 2 wires, I guess one's power, one's going to the float in the tank, completely unhooked. They're just sitting there. So I'm hoping, I haven't checked the continuity on the, took her up here. Yeah, this is my switch until I get a key. And just on and off switch, simple. All right. There we go. And yeah, all right. And that's with choke off. Because when I first got this thing running, I had to just constantly work the choke. I had to pull the choke all the way up and give it a little bit, pull the choke out, give it a little bit, pull the choke out. And it seems like the more I've driven this thing, the less I have to choke. This little choke is fully off right here. And there we go. Maybe it's, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, here we are. And all I've got in it is, oh, see, it just died with me and I got to pull the choke out. There we go. I still have to kind of mess with the choke just a little bit. But yeah. So the only thing I've done to it is those three things that I bought: the head gasket kit, carburetor, and the rings. Well, the rings came yesterday, like I said, but the head gasket kit and the carburetor hasn't. So the only thing that I have installed in this thing is the battery, the new belt, and the fuel line. Everything else is how this thing came. You know, and it'd been sitting in this guy's yard. I can just tell the guy claimed it's run before, but it had to be 30 years ago. I had to be, you know, the nuts and bolts and stuff on things. And then here's the other one. We'll drive down here to the other one. No brakes, I gotta let it coast to stop. So yeah, there's the other one. I mean, pretty good. My wife was kind of blown away that I've got this thing running with the, I mean, I'm gonna put the new carburetor in there and it'll help out a lot for us. Still smoking a little bit because I tried to dilute. It made it real rich, and I would pour more fuel in there and try to dilute some of it. I would just kind of throw it together, you know. But yeah, I'm still trying to, you know, you gotta, once you slide on the tires, you gotta drive a little bit to get it to take where the hole, because, you know, that's just to keep from having to go out there and constantly pump the tires up every time I fool with it. But yeah, I'm tickled to death. I am really tickled to death with this thing. And sometimes I can push the choke all the way in and it'll fly, but you know, I'm gonna put that new carburetor and kind of go from there. after my wife filmed me driving it there a little bit. I brought it back over here and I thought I'd check the compression. I'm actually going to clean up my mess over a little bit because I'm fixing to go out of town next weekend, and it'll probably be a while before I go back and work on it. But I just checked on compression and it's up to 90. And forward and reverse. So it went from 60 up to 90 because I thought it sounded like it's getting a little bit harder to start. Compression's coming up on it. So yeah, that's not bad. So I guess the ring kit that I have in this bag over here and the gasket kit for this, I'll probably leave it alone. I probably won't touch it. My next step, I guess, is to work on the brakes, which I haven't decided, and I may have mentioned this earlier, but you can buy a brand new brake cable and it's $34. So I may try to unhook it and hang it up in the tree and spray WD-40 in there once a day and let it try to run down in the shaft so it'll free up a little bit, kind of go from there. The choke cable's fine once that's taped up there, so I need to figure out if it's charging, which I may wait until I get the right belt and get this all bolted back up here. This part that goes in there, you know, get all that bolted back up, then I'll jack it up and start it up and put my own meter and stuff on there and see if it's actually charging, you know, charging the battery like it's supposed to when it's running. I need to check the rear end dope. The brake pads don't look too swift on it, but I don't think you can. I remember when my daddy had his, you could buy brake pads on it, you know, and I think they come with pop ribbons. And well, I think it's the ones you put you put them through there and you take a punch. What I remember, and these, I mean, they're not bad. I mean, I think they'll be all right once I get a new cable in there. I'm gonna take all this governor stuff off of it. Let's see, back out. Yeah, I'll take all that governor stuff off of it. I'll get a new plug wire. I may go ahead and just buy new points. Whole new points and stuff on there because that'll make it more dependable. Obviously a new negative cable. Try to hook that fuel gauge back up and see if it works. New carburetor, because once I get that new carburetor in there, I'm gonna try to see if I can get that piece in there, you know, get it set. I ain't decided what I'm gonna buy. Them belts right there are super expensive, so I may wait on it. What I may do is I'm debating right now whether to just go ahead and buy one and put it back and run that until it busts, because you can change them. As long as you got a good flathead screwdriver, you can change them out pretty quick. You know, well, that one, if it busts, obviously you can take it off real easy. And the new one, you don't even need a screwdriver. You just slip that over the back, and then you just turn it. You can push it while, you know, if it's on the ground, push it while you're getting it on there. So, God, this thing's so easy to work on compared to my Easy Go that I've got, because, you know, everything's just super easy to get to. Yeah. Another thing I'm gonna have to work on, I guess when I do all that, I'm gonna clean it up with the pressure washer. Clean all that crap off that steering wheel. Is this right here? Yeah, see, somebody put just a new, look like somebody took this off another golf cart and put it on here. But yeah, it's rusted through. The one on the other one down there with the tiller is it's got a little bit of rust, but it's a little bit better shape. The frame on this one is in really good shape. That's the only thing that makes this one worse than the other one down there, is that rust right here. I mean, let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, see, it's gone right there. The other one is got like a little bit of it's about to, I mean, it is gone. So the other side, I ain't really checked the other side. So I'm gonna try to take that piece off that other one down there and put it over here on this one. Oh, this one looks like it. Oh yeah, this one's, it's crusty in there, but it's not that bad of shape. What I'll do is I'll take them mats off there and clean all that out really good. Try to clean those mats up real good. I've got 2 mats here, one over here, and then I got 2 more mats down there on the other one, you know. So I'll take the 2 best mats of all 5 of these and put them back in this one. Yeah. Let's see. Turn my switch on. Sparks right up. And can't really beat it. I mean, I'm still blown away. I told my wife I'm blown away on this thing. I mean, a new belt, new fuel hose, and the battery, and that's it. And carburetor clean. You know, and I just kind of stuck a little something in there and kind of buried it, kind of like I think a flat screwdriver because I didn't want to go get no sandpaper, and cleaned it. That's all I done. That's it. That's the same spark plug that was in it. So yeah, not too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 parts to this. Part 1, you're still going to be watching part 1 right now, is going to be when I get this thing kind of in presentable condition, as far as pressure washing it, maybe some seats, cleaning this all up really good, the brakes, get them working, switch, working fuel gauge, maybe a new shock back here. Pretty much getting this thing fixing all that rust and all that. That'll be part 1. Part 2 is when I actually start tearing it up. Well, not tearing it up, breaking it down to build the Ernest mobile. Like when I whack this off and stuff like that, when I actually start cutting it up for the Ernest mobile. So that'll be part 2, when I'm actually making it into the Ernest. This is just getting it running in presentable condition. If I wanted to restore it like as is, pretty much that's what this video will be. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple of weeks before I go back and work on it. I'm gonna clean all this mess up I made, and then hopefully the next part of this video will be me cleaning it up and doing the things I said I was doing to it. But yeah, we're back to working on this thing. I ain't really done much to it. I've just been riding it around. As you can see, I've got a collapsed tire on the driver's side. Tire's in decent shape. Front tire's in decent shape. Well, this tire aired up and stayed aired up without any slime. I slimed the front one, but it's held. I ain't had to put any air in it. Well, this wheel and tire right here were on this side originally, and eventually I guess the slime didn't really hold on to it really well. And me and my wife and son were riding it around in the driveway, and it completely collapsed. And I tried to get it to take air, and it just completely ripped. Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah, completely ripped it out right here. Broke it down and everything. Wouldn't even take air. You put air in it. When I got it, you hear it leak down instantly. So I went down to the other cart down the other end to see what tires were salvageable down there, and this one, both of them were pretty bad shape, but this one's on the driver's side too, on the other cart. The passenger side would, the blame rim was rusted, even the rim was leaking air. So this one kind of held air, but all it could do is make about 2 circles around the house before it would leak down. That's why I got the air compressor to pump it up, and I thought, so you got to be kidding, you know, trying to do that. So went ahead and dropped the ball and ordered 2 new tires for the rear. Now, like I was saying earlier in the video about the turf tires, these are not quite, they're close. They're supposed to be, see how they turn down and then turn back up. They're supposed to just be, you know, like a arrow pointing. Well, when I ordered them, they had 2 different sets of pictures. They had ones with the arrow pointing type tread, and then the other picture had this tread, which I didn't see them until I got them in the mail. I'm like, these are the wrong ones. But I think the other ones are kind of hard to find, because those were super hard to find, and they just shipped me these. So you're not gonna be able to tell the difference. But what I'm gonna do is, I just got that tire off that rim. I'm just gonna put 1 tire, put a new valve stem. That's my knife. I'm gonna cut the old valve stem off. what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna replace one tire right now. That's all I'm gonna do. And so since this tire is in pretty good shape, I'm gonna leave it on the rim. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one of these tires on this rim, and then I will put the other tire on this rim, which I'm gonna wait. You know, I don't really want to break this one down since it's holding air real good. Just keep it as a backup spare, roughly. So that'll be this rim, and this rim will be the two rims I use for the back of the car for my Ernest cart. So that's where we're at. As soon as I get that put together, get it aired up, I'm gonna start working on the carburetor. Oh, another thing is, these are my carburetor spare parts here. As you notice, I have got another air cleaner. This ain't the one I was showing you earlier in the video, because the one earlier in the video was broke, and I didn't realize it was broke until I was actually picking it up and filming it. I think I don't know if I'll edit it out or not, but I kind of like look at it and kind of do this with it. I'm looking at it and I'm going, God, it's like snapped, broke off, like right here. And somebody had put some kind of like completely, I mean, the whole ear is broke. Well, it wouldn't be here because it's the strength of that. It's like either this ear or this ear is one of them. But yeah, it's like, yeah, broke off, and somebody had put some like gasket maker on it to hold it. And I just didn't realize it when I bought it. So I got this for $15 plus shipping. It comes with the 4 bolts with the sleeves on it. They don't have this bolt right here, I don't think. Maybe it is in there, I don't know, in that bag. But I got it for $15 off a AMF Harley Davidson buy, sell, and trade parts group. Guy was parting one out, and I asked him if he had this part, and he said, yeah, 15 plus shipping. So I got it, and I got all the sleeves in there. You know, I talked about that sleeve being froze up on this one, so the whole bolt is supposed to unscrew, so I may try to unscrew it and then just replace it with one of these bolts and sleeves here. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm gonna get this tire on this rim here, get it aired up, get it put on there, and then we're gonna maybe put the new carburetor on there and get everything bolted up, get the air cleaner bolted on there. And what I'm gonna do is the stupid belt problem that I'm having. This is the one that I got at the parts store. It's too short. I ordered one. It's even shorter than this one. It's on there right now, but it's super short. So what I plan on doing is when I get these tires on here, I'm going to get this thing on a trailer and take it to these auto parts stores and lawnmower places and try these belts out. I'm not going to buy one, bring it home, and it not fit. So I'm going to say, hey, give me a 7. So I'm going to start with a 7/16 by 30 belt, V-belt. Hand me one. Come out here, go out to the parking lot, try it, see if it fits. If it fits, then I'll go in there and purchase it. I'm not going to sit there and buy 3 or 4 of these things. It's supposed to be 29 3/4, but the one they shipped me is measuring. I mean, it's shorter than that. This is the one I bought at the parts store, and it's 7. No, it's actually not 7/16. It's like 3/8, a quarter. No, it's quarter, I think, maybe. I don't remember, but it's just a hair off. But it's 29. So, and this other one's supposed to be 3/4, but it's actually shorter. So, yeah, that's kind of a pain. I think 30, 31 inches. You know, I'll try 30, then try 31 until it fits. So that's where we're at. Let me get this tire and stuff all mounted on here and get it all aired up, and we'll get back with you in a minute. All right. Obviously, I got the new tire on. Here's the other new tire. I'm gonna wait. Before obviously, like I said, I'm gonna mount that tire on that rim. That was the rim that was on there, but I'm gonna wait on it for right now. But yeah, we're back in business, running around. Seems like, let me look. I don't know if I'm on a hill. Golly, I have a little too much air in that tire. Leaning to the right, or leaning to the passenger side a little bit. Unless that one's aired down, that could have leaked down a little bit. But they're supposed to be 18 by 8.5 by 8. That's what them tires are. It's supposed to, I mean, it's exactly the same size as these. So, no big deal. I mean, once I put that tire on this rim, it'll be level. So, You gonna know the difference. Just lean a little bit for right now. Pretty good. I guess I'm gonna start working on razor up here. Yeah, I gotta get that. Like I said, that's the one that I ordered. I'm gonna return. I had to pay 20 bucks for it, and it's shorter than this one, so I'm gonna return it. And then I'm gonna get this thing. I'm gonna use that belt and get it on the trailer, like I said, and go around and I'm gonna have all this took off where I can just slip it on and off real easy, see if it'll fit. And so obviously it's got to be long enough for this bolt to go in here. So yeah. All right. I guess now let's get to let's pull that old carburetor off, put the new one on there, and go from there. Get it on there, and if it runs good, I'll go ahead and put that plate and everything on there. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, got the new carburetor on. You can see it, a brand new carburetor. Where's the old one? There's the old one. It might run okay, but you had to constantly choke it. So what I did when I put it on there, I set it for about, I'd say, a turn and a half. That's what this old one set on. So there's a new bracket. So here's the one that I got from the guy. As you can see, right there is where it's broke. When I was showing in the video when I was down there, see it? Has some kind of like gasket material on it. Look at that. So I realized that, but it does have the bolt. And I did get, where'd I lay it? Oh, it's super rusted, but I'll paint it. See, there's the air cleaner. So get that on there. I'm having problems. I might end up having to see. Yeah, having problems out of the brake line, or not the brake line, but the throttle cable. Alright. Well, I don't know what else to say right now. When I think of it, I'll get back with you in a minute. Right. Fixed to pressure wash it here. As you can see, I got the air filter on it. That air filter cover, and there's an air filter in there. I adjusted it to I went about another half turn in. So seems like it's running pretty good right there. All that water squirting is the pressure washer over there, so finally gonna pressure wash this thing. Alright, put you in the stand here. Don't look too bad. I think cleaned up pretty well, didn't it? Now I raised it up, you can see it, where it was easier to spray all that back in there. Just a little bit there. But looks a lot better than it did. It's pretty good. Oh, missed a spot. Right here. Because I turned it up and may crank it up and get it finish getting some more odds and ends here. But yeah. Pretty well. Steering wheel cleaned up nice, but it's still, you can see where it's, you know, it's just, the rain has edged it away. But not too bad. Alright. We'll hang it up for right now. Get back weekends on something else when I work on it. Alright. It's December 30th, 2022. Yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. And I haven't worked on this thing since the last part of my video. I can tell it's pretty fall. I've done all I want to do to it for right now. I've just been driving it. What was I gonna say? It has no brakes. No brakes. Lock in place. So I'm just gonna drive it. For right now, the engine runs good. About a week ago, we had that real bad Atlantic blast, and it sat outside like this in the same spot. I just cranked it up a minute ago, and it fired right up. But yeah, I'm just gonna drive it for a while. I'm done with it until I actually start building it into a Ernest cart, which will be, I'll probably start on it around February, March, because Ernest Day is June 10th and 11th. So I should be able to build this. Because mainly I was wanting to get it running and driving, and just run it and drive it, because everything else will just come into place, you know, once I cut the body and everything up and paint it. I plan on painting it, but I ain't decided what I'm gonna do, a gloss beige or a gloss off-white or a non-gloss. You know, all I'm gonna do is just sand it with a sander and just spray paint it with a rattle can. You know, obviously I'm gonna use that other cart down there, use it down there for, but yeah. So I may make this a part 1, because I'm not going to do anything else to actually start building it into an Ernest car. So I'm almost going to make, this will be the end of part 1. Part 2 will be when I'm actually taking the body off of it, cutting it up, painting it in, building the, I don't have a welder, or building the bed on it, and I don't have a welder. So some of this is going to be done here at the house. Some of this is going to be done at my parents' house, because my daddy has a welder. I'll probably, you know, take the body off of it, cut it up, paint it, put the plywood in the back here, build a frame, you know, for the plywood and all that down here. And then once I get the part to start putting the bed together and stuff, I'll have to do it at my parents' house, because my daddy's got a welder, and I'll just, you know, it'll run and drive then, and I'll be able to just drive it on the trailer, take it up there, and do that one Saturday, and that'll probably be it. I ain't decided how I'm gonna paint it, probably because I'm gonna use parts. Obviously this part right here I'll use off the other cart, and I'll use a combination, but I think when I take them all apart, I'll just put them on sawhorses and paint them and then put them together. I got to use this part off of the other cart because it's rusted pretty bad there, as you can see, some rust right there, but the other one's solid. So yeah, this is the end of part 1. I'll see y'all in the spring. That's my son. What you doing, son? But I'll probably see y'all in the spring when I'm cutting this thing up for Ernest cart. See you then. Bye.